Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the Marvels. Let's talk about the Marvels. No, I did not go and watch it. No, I am not going to watch it. I've already seen the ending spoiler stuff because social media, right? But the reason why I want to talk about it, because we need to really get into the whole situation, because of course you guys know South Park did the Into the Panderverse, and of course there's a whole bunch of god damn it, they was making fun of Kathleen Kennedy, and what it was it was like, make it black, make it female, and make it gay. And I'm like, that's pretty much what they're doing with this. That's pretty much what Disney's doing with Marvel, with all their brands. Make it black, and make it female, and make it gay. And that's really much all we're getting, really, pretty much. That's just how the Panderverse is working, honestly. And it's just hilarious to see. But anyway, the reason why I want to bring this up is because we need to talk about the fact that you're trying Marvel Entertainment, Marvel is, like it or not, comic books have been for men, boys, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. The target audience for comic books mostly been young men and boys. You know what I'm saying? You can get mad all you want to. The truth is in the pudding. Okay? All right, great. And what's been happening is Marvel, as of lately, and DC tried this and that fucking failed, but Marvel, as of lately, been trying to push females first and foremost. And that's not how this shit works. You get what I'm saying? You cannot do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have a male franchise and have a female as the face of that franchise. She can be part of it, like DC Trinity, which is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But you see, it's not just 3 women. It is 2 men and 1 woman, because that's the average. For every 2 men, you have 1 woman that is into this stuff. So bam, there you go. Marvel's been trying to push Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers and one more, I think it's what other female, I forgot what the other female character was that they were trying to push, I believe. But those 2 are the main characters that Marvel's been trying to literally push on us for years. And the problem is, you can't do that because they can't be the face of your male dominant franchise. You need to have men. That is why Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the Hulk back in the day were like the faces of it. And even then, if you look at the Trinity for Marvel now, it will be Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. I'm sorry that there's not a primary female character in the Marvel universe. It is what it is. But you're trying to make a woman the face of your media franchise, and the character's not likable, because after all the changes you made to the character, where she's not likable, she's not appealing, she's not attractive, she's not sexy, she's played by an unlikable actress that to most people. And then even then, with the whole diversity and inclusion thing, then you're trying to push a Pakistani American as a character, as an American outlied character. No, I'm sorry to tell you this. You want to know why white characters are pushed? Why white characters are here? Is because, guess what? The primary audience for this stuff is white people. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Majority of the United States is still white. So you can get mad all you want to, talking about there's not enough black, Asian, whatever. But why would they, when the target audience is not only just men, but white people? Because guess who Guess who's predominant in the United States? White people. So to try to put a white woman, a Pakistani woman, and a black woman in a movie together and try to sit up here and say that they are the faces of Marvel right now makes absolutely no logical sense. And on top of that, they're not appealing. They're not, I mean, they might be sexy in their own way. But as far as like the male target audience, the male gaze, you kind of want the characters. And let's even go back and pull it back a little bit, because we've seen women movies done before. Charlie's Angels. But what did Charlie's Angels focus on? Those women were, yes, diverse, but they made sure that when it was time for them to be sexy, when it was time for them to be females, they let them be females. They let them be sexy. They let their femininity work in that way, because they knew the target audience is men. They knew who go to more action movies, men. They knew that men are the ones who will watch a movie like this first and foremost before females. I'm sorry, females aren't into superheroes like that. Stop trying to sit up here and say that they are. Because I remember seeing a news article talking about how they did a poll, and it was like, and they was basically saying that 50% women were into superheroes and action stuff, with men. And I was like, they said basically trying to say it's a 50-50 split. That's a 50-50 damn lie. I would say about 10% women is into that, and 90% is men. Don't sit up here and fucking lie about that shit. But let's even go back another thing with the Marvels. Another reason why it failed, because they were talking about the merchandise isn't working. Okay, now the merchandise for the Marvels, especially the toys, which again, the target audience for action figures are men. So let's go back to a movie called X-Men that came out in the 2000s. The early 2000s, I believe, whatever. 2000. I ain't about to look up nothing right now. I'm trying to get my point across. But let's look at a movie called X-Men. Now, who was in that movie? You had Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue, Storm, Jean Grey, right? And they wore black gimp suits. You know what I'm saying? They didn't wear the traditional X-Men outfits. Yes, I know, because at the time they wasn't for sure if they can translate the outfits to live action, and I get that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at the fact that when they release X-Men toys, because I had all of them. I had all of them when I was growing up. I had all of them. Now, if you guys remember, y'all know that Jean Grey and Storm were zipped all the fuck up. They were zipped all the fuck up in the movie, right? That includes Rogue too. Everybody was covered, right? But when it came to the toys, the female toys, Storm and Rogue and Jean Grey, their X suits were unzipped all the way down to close to their cleavage. Their hips were small, their waist was big, and they had booties. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense of what I'm trying to get at? If you're going to try to sell the toys, the female toys to men, then guess what? You have to make them sexy. You get what I'm saying? You have to make them sexy, because in order for that to work, because again, your target audience is still men. Females aren't gonna go and buy the Marvels. Like, they're not. You can get a few cosplayers to dress up at the world premiere and put their children in some costumes or whatever. But at the end of the day, when it comes to collectible merchandise, when it comes to these movies, the toy sales are what is working. And what's been happening is a lot of these toys been sitting on the damn shelf. And if you look at the toys look so plain, so generic. They don't look very feminine for female toys. Y'all made sure that they ain't really got no titties. You made sure they really ain't got no hips. You made sure they really ain't got no ass neither. So how the hell do you expect a boy to pick it up? Look at the Power Ranger toys. Look at the Power Ranger toys. If you want to look at some female representation of characters, they made sure the female characters had small waists, asses, and the boobs were out there to show the fact that they're female. And those characters are all covered up. You got to show something. You got to understand. You got to look at it from a man point of view. And Ike Perlmutter and Avi Arabin, they knew, and the fact that that they were kicked out of Disney. I mean, out of Marvel, is ridiculous. When it was because of them. They knew that they had to make not only these movies profitable, but they had to make them toy etiquette. They had to make them merchandisable, and they did. And think about it. Ever since Kevin Feige took full control, because he got frustrated with Ike Perlmutter, is the fact that they can't sell shit no more, because Kevin Feige thought that he can do diversity and inclusion, and that shit was going to save the day. No, it doesn't work like that. Ike knew. Now, yes, was Ike perfect? No. He wasn't perfect, but he knew his audience. He knew how to market these characters to people. He knew what would sell the most. And as much as people want to be like, oh, I want female characters or whatever and stuff like that, that's fine. That's great and all. But understand that, the female characters, a lot of those female characters aren't going to sell like that. It is what it is. That's why another thing, too, when I was growing up, is with some of the female characters, you will put them in a twofer thing. Like, you would get a male hero, and then you would get the female character as well. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can at least try to sell them. And if they did make female characters, they didn't make a big quantity of them, because they knew most people weren't gonna buy them. As much as people try to be like, oh, it's the same. No, again, men and women are completely different creatures. You cannot just assume that a man is automatically going to be into the same thing a female is going to be into, just like vice versa. You can't expect that to happen, and that's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to make the Marvels into a thing, and then there's people talking about, oh, it's men's fault is the reason why it's failing. Well, if it's men's fault why it's failing, then make something that's appealing to the men. Because again, if that's the case, why aren't the females watching the damn movie? You get what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see 3 fucking women do, you know what I'm saying? And then let's even go and look back at 2017 Wonder Woman by DC. Wonder Woman, fucking amazing movie. You know what I'm saying? But guess what they did? They made sure Wonder Woman was feminine. They made sure she was female first. Those women, they didn't have an ensemble female cast. They made sure Wonder Woman was the focus. They made sure that Wonder Woman was beautiful. They made sure what she wore was very feminine, where she can still be powerful but sexy. You get what I'm saying? And that's what you need to do. You have to make these female characters look female. You can't cover them up. And that's been the problem with the comic books too, is that they've been trying to cover the fucking female characters up without understanding, like, your audience is men, not females. And most of them don't give a damn about comic books. So why the hell are you making it? You know what I'm saying? And then, even then, let's even talk about a little spoiler. In the movie, they go to a stupid planet where Captain Marvel is the princess of that planet or whatever, and her husband is there, right? And in order to talk and communicate, these motherfuckers have to break out in song and dance. That's the way they communicate with each other. Are you fucking kidding me? In a superhero movie, they go to a planet and they have to have a musical number. A musical number in a superhero movie. That is not funny. That is not cute. It wasn't fucking cute in Hawkeye. It's not cute now. Stop listening to folks online talking about this shit is great. No, it's not great. And again, most of those motherfuckers are shields that you fucking paid for, or they get first dibs at shit. I'm telling you, no. musical shit does not work for comic books. I'm just being honest with you. It doesn't work. It's not funny. It's not cute. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It is the most weirdest shit that y'all try to make this shit work. No, it's fucking weird. I don't like, no. It is damn near weird as fuck. Then you got the characters dealing with the fact that half of them don't even like each other. Don't even like each other, but they gotta try to work with each other because it is what females, because when some of them work together, if you've seen females work together, you've seen females work together, and some of them will backstab a bitch in a minute, but that's neither here nor there, right? And then even then, another spoiler thing is that hey, look, we put a CGI beast in our movie, and we got alternate reality Maria Rambeau, because for some reason they want to try to make Maria Rambeau more important than what the fuck she actually is, which she's a side character to Monica Rambeau. You know what I'm saying? Where, if you guys remember, Carol Danvers had joined the X-Men for a time, and she unlocked her power, binary powers, where she took up the mantle of binary, and she joined the X-Men team for a while now. So when you see Maria Rambeau talking about we gotta talk, she's dressed up in the binary costume, and I'm just like, for fuck's sakes, that's Carol's thing. And on top of that, Maria is not a character. Maria Rambeau is literally the mother of Monica Rambeau, and that's it. There's nothing else about her except for she's married with the husband. That's it. That is it. So all of this other nonsense where they're trying to do alternate reality versions of Monica Rambeau power sets, her and Carol's powers, but give it to Maria Rambeau, is weird as fuck. It is weird. It is and that's another thing, is that they can't even do these characters' power sets correctly. Like, look at Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, the one that they've been trying to push on us to be the next Spider-Man character. It's never going to work, because her powers is stretchable. But then in the MCU, they changed the power set because Kevin felt like they couldn't do it in the movie and in the shows, which makes no sense. Get your ass over, dumbass. Shit. The fuck? I'm in the fucking turn lane, bitch. How the fuck you gonna try to turn into me? Oh, dumbass. The fuck I gotta honk at you to let you know to get the fuck over. Dumb bitch. But anyway, they talking about they can't do a power sets correctly. But it's just like, yes, the fuck you can. One Piece proved that you can do stretchable powers. You just choose not to do it. And on top of that, the 2005 Fox movies did it successfully. So again, don't give me that bullshit that you can't do stretchable powers. Yes, you can. But again, y'all the ones who wanted to make the bitch a goddamn stretchy hoe, and now you don't want to use her. Now you want, and then you had the nerve to give her the nega bands. Another callback to Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. So she can have some purple power, but then talking about, the power comes from within her, because you're trying to make her a mutant, which they did that in the comic books. And guess what? Her mutant ability is dormant because her X gene will never activate. That's surprise. We killed Kamala Khan off just to reveal that she's a mutant, but guess what? Her X gene will never activate. But she's a mutant though. And guess what her power set is after her resurrection? The same power set that the bitch had when she first came out. So what was the point of this shit? What was the point of all of this? Absolutely nothing, because they wanted to push an agenda. It's the same shit with the Marvels. Now they want to try to say that men are reviewing it badly. Well, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of females online talking about they don't like the movie. So why are you trying to ignore the females who say they don't like the movies? Are you trying to say that men opinions are more important than the females then when it comes to this shit? Because if the movie's not for men, and if you don't like it, man, don't watch it. But then the movie's doing terribly well. Terrible. Nobody's showing up for it. So it's men's fault, and it's men bashing the movie, but you just ignored all the female opinions out there. It's almost as if Marvel's target audience is men. You dumbass. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? Like, it is the most weirdest thing I've ever seen. Alright? And the movie's generic. It is boring from what I'm hearing. But you can look at the trailer. And then they're trying to add in the original Avengers and trying to sit up here and say this gender swap villain. Yes, it was a male. It was male at first. It's taking up the position that Thanos was doing. No, the fuck it wasn't. No, the fuck she wasn't. It's so stupid. And cats. Who the fuck cares about cats? Who is this shit for? I mean, they literally had an 8-hour live stream of the fucking cats in the damn movie meowing and shit. Who is your target audience? Because it's not men. You can't sell the merchandise. All three of the damn leads look unlikable. You don't put them in iconic outfits that are recognizable. You don't focus on their femininity qualities at all. You put a generic story together that's not even based on anything. It is not based on anything. Because I can tell you, Miss Marvel ain't did shit in space yet. Trust me, the bitch ain't did shit. She ain't did nothing. She is just there. They're trying to squeeze shit out of her ass, and she ain't did shit noteworthy. I think she went in space like one time, but it's not even enough to even put a story together because she's not that interested, because she don't even have her own villains at all. Monica Rambeau, you didn't even introduce her correctly. And then you had her look up to the 7th Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers is the 7th fucking Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe. And she's like the 4th female character to be Captain Marvel. Who's the first female Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe? Oh, right. Monica fucking Rambeau. The first female Captain Marvel. Why the fuck is she a side character that looked up to her Auntie Carol? Are you fucking kidding me? Monica Rambeau is older than Carol in the fucking comic books. And the bitch more powerful than Carol has. But no, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that bullshit. Let's introduce her in the WandaVision, which makes no fucking sense. And then I had the nerve to put this little thing where, oh, Kamala Khan is falling. And Fury's like, Monica, you gotta save her. I can't. And then he said, use black girl magic. And the bitch used black girl magic and flew. Are you fucking kidding me? Monica was flying out the gazoo when she first got her powers because her powers work on light frequencies. The electromagnetic spectrum, which allows her to generate energy and light. She's faster than the speed of light. How the fuck y'all fuck that shit up? But the fact that y'all even had a line in there where Nick Fury is trying to tell Monica to save Kamala Khan, and she was like, I don't know how to because I can't fly and stuff like that, because Carol is the only one who can fly in the movie apparently, until Samuel L. Jackson was like, use black girl magic. I can fly. Bitch, is you fucking kidding me? You see how all of this shit don't make sense, and you wonder why people are hating on this shit. It doesn't make sense. Nothing is appealing about this movie. Nothing is appealing about the merchandise. Nothing is appealing about Kevin Feige's choices. It looks like Ike Perlmutter was correct. When he sold Disney when he sold Marvel to Disney, under the condition that Disney would stay the fuck out of Marvel's business and let Marvel do what they want to do. You want to know why? You want to know why the MCU was successful? Is because Ike Perlmutter made sure that Kevin and them at Disney wasn't going to just do a free-for-all with the Marvel universe. Something that, again, Bob Iger promised to George Lucas, and what the fuck he did? Threw that shit out immediately as soon as George Lucas signed over. Threw everything away. And look at Star Wars. Look at Star Wars. Exactly. And it's the same shit with Marvel now. When they pushed Ike Perlmutter out and Ava out, the people who actually ran Marvel correctly, who knew their audience, who knew how to stay on target, who knew how to stay on a budget. But Kevin got frustrated because he hated how he had to keep answering to Ike Perlmutter, and Ike would sometimes reject some of his ideas. It's the same thing as when Kevin Feige got frustrated with Jeff Loeb, who was running the Marvel television division. And he went to Disney like a little bitch Kevin Feige is, and was like he's getting tired of answering to them. So they ousted both Jeff Loeb and Ike Perlmutter up out of there for Disney, so Kevin can have full control over Marvel, where he has absolutely no idea how to run fucking Marvel. He had no idea about Marvel. He had no idea about how Ike Perlmutter and Ava been running fucking Marvel for years, and how they made all of those movies that y'all like to bash, that Fox and Sony and Universal did. The Hulk movie, the Daredevil, the Punisher, the Elektra movie, Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Blade, Spider-Man. Oh yeah, Ike Perlmutter and Ava, they made sure that this shit was merchandisable. You can say whatever the fuck you want to about them damn movies, but they made sure that they was able to merchandise those characters. We had video games based on those movies. We had comic books based on those movies. We had toys based on those movies. We had soundtracks based off those movies. We had merchandise. That target audience were men, because they knew what the fuck to do. You can talk about so you can talk about those movies. You can say, oh, those movies were lame. They weren't comic book accurate, and I get it. They weren't. They were inspired by. Yeah, correctly. They were inspired by, and this was early. This was early before we got a chance to see what we can really do. But they were merchandisable, I can tell you that. I had a lot of X-Men, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider stuff, Hulk stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even had the official comic book movie adaptation comic books that they had. Yes, back in the day when the movie came out, they released a comic book version of the damn movie that you can get. And most of those movies had soundtracks. Oh yeah. Oh, had a Spider-Man soundtrack. Had Spider-Man 2. The X-Men soundtrack. Yeah. Daredevil and Elektra soundtracks was fucking amazing. Ghost Rider. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. And then don't even start it with the video games that were based off of the movies too. Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Ghost Rider. Come on now. Play with somebody if you want. You can't say all that shit with the Marvels. You can't say that shit with most of the MCU, because you want to know why? Because most of it sucks now. Most of it sucks right now. So, you want to know why the MCU is failing? I gave you the reasons. You forgot that the reason why Disney brought Marvel in the first place is for the boy audience, for the men audience, because they wanted to get more boys and men into Disney. Because Disney focused more on females. And there's nothing wrong with that, because even when I was growing up and I was watching Disney, I noticed there was more shows and movies whose leads were females. So this whole female empowerment nonsense, or we never really get a chance to see females do anything, and all that falsehood of lies is full of shit in a body bag. full of shit in a body bag. All right? Because growing up, most of the shows and movies, leads were females. And of diverse backgrounds. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. But it is what it is. But yeah, the Marvels. I'm breaking it down why people don't want to watch it. It's not worth it. It's asinine. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just kind of had to go on a little rant. Tell you guys, like, hey, this is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, the Marvels. Are you guys gonna go watch it? Do you care about the Marvels? Are you enjoying Disney failing? Because I know I am. I'm enjoying Disney failing at everything that they try because they don't want to listen. And with the strike over, you better start listening to the fans and the audience and stop listening to the motherfuckers on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but on Twitter. Because they not your audience. They not your audience. Just being honest. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.